It is in the 30s. It is brisk. Feels like 23. And Tony, this is the biggest game at the Jungle in a long, long time.
Welcome to the Jungle's playing right now, and you can feel the energy. This is the time of year where the big-time players need to step up, right? I mean, this is going to be a Mahomes-Burrow show. We've been waiting for this for a while. Maybe a rivalry, Jim, that's coming in the future?
Oh, it could be. First time ever that Burrow and Mahomes play against one another. And here we go with Cincinnati deferring at the top. The kick to Pringle, and he's down at the 26. Patrick Mahomes, well, his last 2 road games, he's been over 400 yards passing and at least 3 touchdown passes. You look at these numbers over the last 4 seasons, what he continues to do, the brilliance. This team coming back from a 3-4 start to win 8 consecutive. They've got Wiley at right, and they've moved Niang to left. We hear there was a pregame injury, calf injury, to Orlando Brown, so we were wanting to see who started. So they shift around a little bit. There's an incomplete pass on the first snap of the game. Let's go down to Tracy.
Jim, it has been a while since Cincinnati has been in this position, and they are expecting it to be rowdy in the Jungle today. Zach Taylor's message to the team: feed off this energy, feed off the crowd. You put yourself in position to win it, now go take it. He's not worried about youth or inexperience. Jamar Chase, T. Higgins, Joe Burrow, they've all played in national championship games. He said that's when they are at their best, Jim.
I think that's a valid point. They've played in big games, albeit not at the NFL level, but they're not fearful of anything. Here's Mahomes on 2nd and 10 with pressure, able to somehow get the ball out in time to Kelsey, who picks up 8. That was nearly a sack, but Kelsey and that quarterback have that chemistry, don't they? And they are able to make a positive play out of it. So the offensive lineup, interesting, Tony, with Brown with the calf injury in pregame warmups. Niang moves to left, and they got Andrew Wiley at right. Wiley started at that position last week against Pittsburgh.
Yeah, and this is a big deal because this is a very formidable front four he's going against. They wreak havoc every single week. Got a lot of sacks up there with Hendrickson, all these guys. I mean, this is going to be a big thing to watch down at the bottom of your screen.
Best 3rd down offense in the league on 3rd and 2. And trying to get it with Darrell Williams, and he is denied. Oh, he got bounced around a couple of times. Ogunjobi got to him first, and they're going to take Kansas City off after 3 plays. The team with the fewest 3-and-outs in the league gets stopped on the first 3 downs.
Well, you see right here, Ogunjobi just comes flying in and disrupts the play. And that right there shows you the defensive line and their ability to create havoc, Jim. I mean, they just go right after the quarterback and hit the running back on their way, and you're going to see that a lot today.
Only the 17th 3-and-out on the year for Kansas City. Here's the punt. Wow. That was Tommy Townsend to Trent Taylor with the fair catch, 43-yard punt.
I think they got a great plan for the Chiefs today. We're talking to their defensive coordinator. The Bengals are going to be in this game, Jim. This is going to be tougher than I think the Chiefs are used to. But talk to us about this young kid here, Joe Burrow.
Well, there are certainly a lot of superlatives that you could throw into the mix here. First Bengal ever to throw for 500 yards in a game. Boomer had the previous Bengal record of 490. Of course, Boomer got a 500-yard game when he was with Arizona later in his career. But this was the new Bengal record, the 4th best single performance by yardage in the history of the league.
Pretty good sign when you draft a quarterback in his 2nd year, isn't it? I mean,
yeah, just his 25th start, he throws for 525, and here he's going to throw on 1st down. Looks for a second option, he's in trouble, and he's sacked for the 48th time this year. It's Frank Clark who got to him. Burrow's been sacked more than any quarterback in the league this year, and he gets dropped on the first play of the game.
Well, he's one-on-one with the tight end, Uzama, who's pretty good, but you really can't do that. Not on the first play of the game. You don't want to start off with the defensive end going against him. And Frank Clark, who's really come on, 12 quarterback hits in the past 7 games. That'll be another one.
2nd and 16. And it goes to Uzama, the tight end, pushed out by Willie Gay. Gain of 11, so 3rd and 5 on the way. Here's the Bengal offense. I just mentioned they've given up a lot of sacks, but Burrow likes the way this front line is coming together. Gave them all watches during the holidays. Mixon and all the playmakers, the skill level talent here off the charts.
They need to be Rolexes for what they've done around. I mean, all these guys, the talent on this team, It's really impressive, and he's got a plethora of options out there to choose from.
Here's a 3rd and 5 and a blitz. Matthew tried to get to him. He's able to wiggle free and throw it, but I'm not sure where they'll mark it. It's going to be a half-yard short as Chase came back to make the catch. It'll be 4th and about a foot.
They were running down, looking like it might have been in front of the other side. Judge looked like it's really close. They're going for it, and they're going no huddle quickly, Jim. This is where you got to get set.
4th down, going for it from
back
their own
sneaker
33.
right away. Oh,
he's going to go up top. Oh, actually, look at this. They called it a first down.
Like, yeah.
Now, that was, I think everybody on the field was confused on that except for Burrow.
Well, I was confused because I was like, it's the worst play call I've seen on a 4th and inches.
No kidding.
To no huddle it up and throw a sticker out.
The sneak was there.
It was. I was like, gosh, what are we doing?
Andy Reid, meanwhile, on the far side, has thrown a challenge flag. And did he throw it before the snap to challenge the spot? Yes.
Kansas City challenged the ruling on the previous play.
There you go.
That the Cincinnati runner made the line to gain.
I think Andy Reid's got a great chance of winning this one. Ron Torbert is our referee. So here is the catch by Chase on that 3rd down play. I don't see it.
I think you're right, Jim.
Here's Ron Torbert on the challenge.
After reviewing the play, the Cincinnati runner was down and out of bounds short of the line to gain. It will be Cincinnati's ball 4th down at the out of bounds spot. Please set the game clock to 12 minutes, 17 seconds. 12:17, the clock will start on my signal. Kansas City is not charged with a timeout. That is their first challenge of the game.
And they will punt. They're bringing the punting unit out. Here it is.
And that's, the thing is, you go by where's progress started, right? So it's actually when you have possession. So if you started right there, maybe, but it's not where it always finishes, right, where he's tackled. It's where his forward progress was stopped, and that's really when the defender tackles him and grabs him. That's where it was, and he was just short. Good call there.
So both teams with the 3 and out to begin. Kevin Hubert out to punt, 13th year out of University of Cincinnati, the longest tenured Bengal.
And by the way, people, you saw Burrow, make Matthew miss on that. I mean, he had him sacked dead to rights, and you're going to see a lot of these two quarterbacks incredible at making people miss.
Mike Hughes back deep for Kansas City. Watches it bounce at the 30. Goes out of bounds near the 27. As we take a look at the next-gen stats powered by AWS.
Well, Kelsey wasn't here last week. They did okay, but guess what? When he's in there, his yards after catch are really impressive. You saw it on the early down, Jim. Remember when he caught that little one and then all of a sudden got close to the 1st down on the 2nd play of the game for the Chiefs today? 26 yards over expected, 563 yards after catch, and that's a tight end. Woo.
Yeah. That's not just a tight end, it's a future Hall of Famer is what he is. Setting all kinds of records with his numbers last year. Statistically best ever by a tight end as Mahomes had the feet planted, now throws on the run. Down deep, intended for Kelsey, and that draws a flag on Bates. Trying to defend Kelsey.
Pass interference. Defense, number 20. Spot foul. Automatic first down.
You see the little hold there by Bates. That's going to get called if you have it. Even that's really ticky-tack. But go ahead and play this and pause it right after he drops back. Okay, pause this. This is why it's going to be really interesting. The safety comes running over. Here's Kelsey. He's going to wait him out and slide, and then Kelsey just turns and runs upfield, Jim. That's not the route. But you see how he never stopped and waited? He's always giving a window for Mahomes.
It's a 32-yard penalty for the least penalized team in the league by flags and by yardage. And here's the handoff to Hill. Hill trying to get around the end, around Hubbard. Dropped after a gain of 2. Lou Anarumo and this defense, they've had a lot of things that have tightened up here, including the rush defense. That's one thing he was telling us this week that he's really proud of. The upgrading of the stop the run and scoring defense.
Yeah, I mean, they have improved so much. 4th in the league in rush defense. really, they changed up quite a bit. And I got to give Lou a ton of credit for what he's done. He's an outstanding coordinator in the NFL.
2nd and 8. Back to Hill, backpedaling, trying to find a little opening between two Bengal defenders. And he stopped about a yard, maybe 2 yards short of the first down. But 3rd down coming up. Logan Wilson on the tackle.
You had 3 guys around Tyreek Hill, and they all kind of stood there like, oh. Normally you just rally and tackle, but as you see Lou right there.
I got a problem here for the Chiefs offensive line. Lucas Niang, who had to get shifted over to the left side because of the injured Orlando Brown. He's down on the field. We'll step aside.
The original light beer.
Sorry to say they have to bring out the cart for Lucas Niang, who was playing out of position on the left side, again with a pregame warm-up injury suffered by Orlando Brown. And now what do? They were talking to us earlier this week when we talked to Andy Reid and Patrick Mahomes about their depth at offensive line, but now it's getting thin as Niang's going in on the cart. Here's the injury, trying to hold off Hendrickson.
Oh, that's never a good thing when it doesn't look that bad, you know. Oh. And that was the one thing we really talked, you just said, right, talking to Andy, they've really improved as the years gone on. As you see Tooney moving to left tackle there, he's played all over. Allegretti goes in, 73, Jim.
Yep, 3rd and 2. What a first snap this is for Allegretti moving at left guard. So they moved Tooney from left guard to left tackle. Second time they've had 3rd and 2 in the early going. Here comes the blitz. Hilton was coming in, and the stick leaves him short of the first. The early contact.
This is great timed. As you see the tackle coming in here just short. Let's see. Yep, that looks like a shot. Now watch right here. This is Hilton, one of the best disguised nickel corners who blitzes. He comes and then he gets in the way of the throw, so you have to throw it above him. But really, Hilton's come on. And I like this. They're going to go for this, Jim.
Awuzie with the great tackle. Keep him short. 4th and 1 at the 31. And Kelsey takes the snap.
They were prepared for that.
But Kelsey's pure strength, though. Was it Bell, actually? It's Blake Bell. Blake Bell, I beg your pardon, comes in and takes the snap from under center.
Bell played quarterback at Oklahoma, actually, before he moved to tight end. So Andy Reid knows that. Eric Bieniemy, good job. What a great play call. They were prepared for this, though. Look at that defensive front. They fire off right now, and everyone goes flying in knowing it's quarterback sneak. But that push right there at the end.
And the push coming from the likes of Williams from behind, they get the first down. First down, play action. Touchdown, Kansas City. DeMarcus Robinson. 29 yards out.
Didn't take long for this. Andy Reid, Patrick Mahomes, they've been setting up. Look at outside. He's going to go out to the corner. Nope, coming all the way back inside. And a perfectly thrown ball. Mahomes, go ahead and watch this. Choo, choo, choo. It'll be double post right here. They call it. These two on the right going flying in. And you see that ball? Oh.
Eli Apple looking around, wondering where there might have been some help.
Well, that's where the double post, right? It's like two guys getting up on that safety.
And the Chiefs, who have been spectacular in the first quarter, the last 9 games, put up 7. It's 82-3 in the first quarter over the last 9 games. Robinson, the first touchdown of the game. We're back with a look at what the scoring margin has been in the first quarter. This 82-3 stretch over the last 9 games.
Wow, Jim, is that snow flurries down there?
You think it might be, but it's not. Actually, one of the players on the bench got his coat got on fire.
Get it off! Get it off!
Oh my goodness.
He's on the hot seat, Jim.
He's off the hot seat now. This team is red hot.
That was a good cheesy.
Touchback delivered by Butker. All right, Burrow and his Bengals had 3 plays and a punt the first time they had it. Top-rated AFC passer Second overall in the NFL by rating behind Aaron Rodgers. Boy, what he did in the 2 games this year against the Ravens. After last week's 525 and earlier in the season 416. How about 941 yards passing in 2 games against the Ravens?
That's
crazy.
I did not think, especially, I mean, he's in his 2nd year. Look, though, he does have a ton of guys he can go to, but they just need time. The guys up front.
They got Mixon, stiff arm and out of bounds on the first down. Let's get a little Tony Romo report when Cincinnati has the football.
Well, Antonio Romo, what did you come up with today? Well, the biggest thing for Cincinnati is the O-line must hold up. They have weapons everywhere, and it's like, okay, can they give him time to throw the ball down the field? And the Chiefs, they play press man coverage all the time. Are they going to get up and press these receivers, Jim? Because they have 3 guys out there who are really formidable that you don't want to be one-on-one, but you see it right now. Is he going to stay up there and be one-on-one all game, or are they going to go help?
Here's the fake and the bootleg, and in trouble. In trouble, no chance. My goodness. What a play by Chris Jones.
This is all Jones. You're exactly right. Watch him inside. I'm going inside. Nope. Boop. Excuse me. And then he comes flying in and just finishes the play. And remember when I just said O-line must hold up for the Bengals? So far, not so much with the sack on the first play of the game, and then all of a sudden Jones comes right back there. Can't overcome this, and this is why this Chiefs defense has really come on this year.
It's 2 sacks in 5 plays.
O-line is not holding.
2nd and 21. Not only just a sack, but an 11-yard drop back. He'll dump it off here, Mixon. Going to pick up about 4. Burrow has been feeling the pressure all season long. I mentioned most sack quarterback in the league, Tony, coming in.
Yeah, and that's concerning. I mean, the last 2 seasons, the most, I mean, the highest sack percentage. He's getting hit a ton, but he's a tough guy. He stands in, makes big-time throws, you know, in crucial situations, you know, under duress, which you want to see, but this isn't going to hold up if that continues. And I think they need to allocate their resources this offseason into that offensive line. Right now, it's just the left tackle is the only first-round pick. The rest of them are all undrafted or 6th-rounders.
Here's the 3rd and 17. Ingram almost got to him. Dump it off to P. Ryan. Sorensen won't have any of that. He'll push him out just past the 40. Give him 10 yards and bring back out Huber for a 2nd punt.
You talked about the beginning of these games, how dominant the Chiefs have been. And the coaches knew that for the Bengals. We talked to them. They're like, we just look up after every game, and all of a sudden it's 14-0, 10-0, and you're like doing your 2nd drive, and it's like, we can't have that happen. Well, guess what?
It's happening.
It's happening.
Nicole Hardman is back to return the punt. Hughes had been back there on the first Huber punt. Never touched it. Line drive to about the 9. Here's Hardman. Coming down the sideline, cutting back. Trying to turn it on all the way out to the 38. So that's a nice return. 29-yard, give him 30 on the return after a 51-yard punt. And the Chiefs are doing their thing in the first quarter.
The NFL on CBS is sponsored by the Eat Fresh Refresh at Subway. And by DirecTV Stream. Get your TV together.
Okay, off the Hardman return of 30 yards. Excellent starting point for Mahomes and company. Derek Gore is in at running back. He showed them a lot last week in the win against Pittsburgh. A little dump off pass to Kelsey. And he's got to gain us. And we've got a report from Tracy.
Jim, as you guys mentioned, the Chiefs' offensive line is certainly a concern right now as they have lost both of their left tackles so far today. Orlando Brown suffered a calf injury in pregame warm-ups. He's still questionable. And then Lucas Niang is out with a knee injury. We spoke with Andy Reid yesterday about the depth of this offensive line and the job that Andy Heck is doing there. Well, certainly it's going to be tested today.
Yeah, they're going to be challenged. Here's a 2nd and 3. And another catch by Hill at the 45, and he's down to the 38 of Cincinnati. They're picking him apart now.
Well, this was just misalignment. Can't leave Tyreek Hill wide open in the middle of the field with no one around. But a lot of the motion stuff is where Andy Reid gets teams. He moves around, Hill so much, and it just makes it hard because you're trying to double him, but then there's got to be communication on the defensive side of the ball. And
new set of downs from the 39. Coming after Mahomes, unloads it, connects at the 20, and Kelce reaches up to grab that one.
Well, this is the creation, the magic of Mahomes. He's going to move out there, and then all of a sudden Kelce's going to slip inside.
10-yard penalty, would be first down.
That's coming back.
That is. So there was holding there on
Lake Bell,
who's a great quarterback sneaker right now.
Yeah, he was trying to hold off Hendrickson. You see him, Hendrickson, with those 14 sacks on the year and a streak of 11 consecutive games with at least a half a sack.
I don't like these tight ends starting the game just blocking these defensive ends right away. It's like, at least they got into the game a little bit on a movement throw there, but that's not going to hold up over time.
Takes away a 19-yard completion. Makes it 1st and 20. Good job of maneuvering through traffic and hitting Kelce. Says, hey, I'll come right back to him. And that's a catch actually by Bell. I keep getting Bell from up here, 8-7, 8-1. But Bell has made 2 big plays in this game.
It's a no-looker right there, Jim.
You love those.
I do, because what he's really doing is he's making the defense stay so he creates the window. And I don't know, did he like it? He's like, come on, in my sleeve.
Look at my eyes. That will tell you.
You can't play zone against a guy like him. I'm just saying over time. Everyone tries to saw zone, but you got to match a little closer to him because the linebackers inside have no chance.
Longest catch of the season by Bell, and here comes Gore. Gore breaking it. Gore down inside the 5 and down to the 1.
And this is why I think Kansas City is starting to dominate. As you talked about early in games and everything, they are actually, as you see 73 come rolling around, Allegretti came in, the left guard, Gore does ours, but they're becoming a physical football team. They've always been the big play team, the exotic, cool stuff and everything. But now all of a sudden, as the weather's been changing, you're seeing Andy Reid run downhill, not sideways. And on top of it, they're throwing quick passes. I mean, they're so efficient, Jim. It's like, how are you going to beat this team if their defense plays like this?
Look at this formation. Here's the direct snap. Kelce, who was a Wildcat quarterback his freshman year at the University of Cincinnati, takes the direct snap and loses a yard. Ogunjobi was aware of Kelce's heritage.
It was a touchdown if he hands it off. Watch this. Just hand it off here. Give it to Tyreek. Who's going to tackle him out there with a blocker? But Kelce obviously had the option to do either there. Kept it. I think Blake Bell is now the new backup behind Mahomes.
That's right.
Not Kelce anymore.
2nd and goal back at the 3. Mahomes, after faking into the line, now rolling out. Oh, almost connecting with Hill. Broken up by Bates.
That's an outstanding job by Bates. That was a great throw. Mahomes rolls out and watch. I mean, this ball was perfect. It almost like Tyreek should have possibly grabbed it.
Hill already with a couple of catches in this game. He has set now the new Kansas City single season mark with 106, breaking Kelce's record of 105 set last year. 3rd and goal. Mahomes finds his man right on the goal line. It's Kelce for the score. Looked like confusion on the Bengals defense part right before the snap, trying to figure out how to get aligned.
Well, it is confusion, and the biggest thing is you're going to watch. Kelce's here. He's going to block, but he's really going to be covered. And go ahead and show this. I'm blocking. Nope. And then he sneaks all the way underneath. And by that point, it was too late. 33 didn't have a chance, Flowers. Because it looks like he's blocking, so you're going to start to run over to him, and then he slips underneath the D end. What a play call.
Harrison Butker is back after missing last week's game on the COVID list. He sends it right down the middle. Kelce with the touchdown, his 8th of the season, and 14 on the board by the Chiefs in the 1st. Again, first quarter dominance. What does that tell you about a team? What they've done over the last 2 months, Tony?
Well, it tells you multiple things. One, they're really good.
Yeah.
Two, you have a system that comes into games with great planning, right? They know kind of what you're going to do. They don't wait and see and everything. They just know what you're going to be in, and they know how to like get these guys the ball. I mean, everyone has a plan for Kelsey and Hill, and yet they come out and still beat teams right away over and over again. And you know, and then all of a sudden you design a play for Pringle, right, for a touchdown, or Robinson.
We saw that Robinson today, Pringle twice last week. The NFL's Inspire Change initiative focuses on reducing barriers to opportunity and creating progress in education, economic advancement, community and police relations, and criminal justice reform. Text NFL IC to 635-635 to learn more. It takes all of us to advance social justice. From the 25, we go to Nixon. And he somersaults down after a gain of about 3. The Bengals formed the Positive Community Impact Committee to focus on equal opportunity and positive influences in the community. This season, the committee donated more than $300,000 to local programs. So Joe Burrow in that shot, one of many Bengals doing great things in the community. There's a 2nd and 7. Got an open target. It's Chase at the 40. Look at that move. Look at Chase go! Oh my goodness, what a gear he just found. Chase for the touchdown.
Wow, Chase is on the case.
72 yards.
And that's what you're worried about, Steve Spagnuolo right there. You know, there's a reason this guy has taken the league by storm. 11th receiving touchdown. He runs unbelievable routes. He's got, you know, good hands. Got a couple drops this year, but that'll be fine as his future goes on. But his running after Jim, he's going to go like this. Touchdown. Right now he's going to do all that I just
Look at that move.
Look at that move.
Finds just the tiniest open. What a cut, and what speed he unleashed.
Oh, he literally is a running back, you know, with like that crazy wide receiver speed when he gets the ball in his hand.
Extra point, McPherson is good. That changes certainly the vibe in the jungle. Back in 30 seconds after this from Progressive Insurance.
Progressive presents At Home with Baker Mayfield.
I'm happy she's renovating her kitchen, but if I have to hear about subway tile one more time...
I know, right? She acts like she's the first person to ever put it in her home.
Hello, 1904?
Thank you.
Oh, there she goes.
Oh, driving in a car but couldn't donate to my walk-a-thon.
She's a good egg, though.
You know what she is?
She is.
Did you hear she's pulling her kids out of tennis?
Stop it. Again?
That is the first touchdown Kansas City has allowed in the first quarter since October. And after being down 14-0, all of a sudden, Chase turns the switch, turns the corner, and goes 72 yards.
Yeah, that was such a big drive for Cincinnati to be able to stay in this. I mean, you can't spot a team like the Chiefs. Too many. With the explosiveness of this Bengals offense, they create a lot of big plays. And Joe Burrow has another huge play. He's got, that'll be his 14th passing touchdown of 30 yards or more, which leads the league.
There's the kick down, too deep for Pringle to give it a shot. We just saw the no-look pass by Mahomes. I can remember the first time we saw it. The game we were calling down in Kansas City in 2018 against Baltimore. That one, remember that?
I do remember that. That was early in the stage. It was like, wait, did he just do that?
They just did it again.
And now he's just holding linebackers with his eyes. He's like, what is he doing? Come on, you can't look at my eyes. I'm going to make you go somewhere you don't want to. And he's right. You don't look at his eyes.
Handed off, Williams up ahead for 6.
See those downhill runs? This is why they're the most dangerous. Oof.
No Clyde Edwards-Helaire. He was injured in the game we saw last week against Pittsburgh, out with a shoulder injury. They thought when we talked to him during the week there might be a chance he'd be back for this one, but he's getting in another week.
And, you know, initially there was a lot, they said collarbone a little bit coming from them in that area, so it was nice to see for them. Very different. He'll be back at some point.
2nd and 4. Let's see where they spot this one. It's Pringle with the catch. Needed 4. It looks like they're going to mark him just short. They got about a half-yard short. Need to get right on the line at the 35. So now you got a 3rd and then a foot, let's call it.
Yep. And this is where you take out Kelsey and bring in Bell, your top quarterback on short yardage. And Kelsey is out. Bell is in the game, which tells you they're probably not going to throw the ball, right, Jim? Just a simple handoff.
There's the handoff to the fullback, Burton, and he's going to have the first down. Burton just plowing ahead and powering for that first down, but he's made some plays the last couple of weeks for Kansas City.
Yeah, and they used him a lot here. I mean, he's never not got the first down this year. On 3rd and 1 or 4th and 1, I was going to tell you it's automatic, and he's now 8 for 8. Impressive. It's almost like he's really good at that one thing, so let's just keep doing it.
Well, I saw him break loose for a 20-yard catch and run against the Chargers 2 weeks ago. Also scored a rush touchdown in that game.
He is good. He's coming out and helping them a bunch.
First down, final seconds, first quarter. Mahomes almost intercepted.
Wow, that would have had this place erupted. Apple has to catch that. You actually trick Mahomes a little bit. He tries to get too much out of it, and Apple with a big drop. Still the Chiefs' ball, though.
Into 1, high octane in Ohio. Joe Burrow 5 of 5 in that first quarter, 100 yards and that 1 touchdown to Chase. Mahomes in the first quarter set the team record for completions in a season. Hill broke the team record for receptions in a season. And here they are on 2nd and 10, trying to get that combo going to start the next 15. Incomplete.
And throw a go route. And try and attack Awuzie. Well, I really think, like, Apple's actually had a really good year. He's playing really good football. Awuzie's come on. These are 2 under-the-radar kind of pickups that they got. And
Mike Hilton, they got.
That was a big one for me, yeah. You know, he's a really good nickel cornerback in the slot. He covers guys. He disguises things well. He's a good tackler. But
signed him by way of free agency away from Pittsburgh. 3rd down and 10. All kinds of time to unload it long. Hartman has it, and he's out of bounds at the 10-yard line. Got away from Hilton, we just spoke of, and they connect on a 53-yard pass and run.
Well, you're going to go ahead and see Hardman has the speed to get past anyone. Hilton's not necessarily having to cover people 45 yards downfield in the slot, but watch right here. He's going to go up. Once the safety comes down, you're going to see Mahomes. Look at him, safety comes down. Now just wait and fire that ball all the way to that corner while he's taking a big shot. And watch this blocking. You got to get this ball out and boom, but what a good protection.
Really pushing Hendrickson out of the area. Here's a first down throw. It's Bell. Bell looking for the blocks up ahead. Brings it to about the 3.
Andy Reid, no one's better in the screen game. And he loves him in the red zone. It's a sneaky way to run the football, right? And kind of get automatic completions.
Bell, 2 catches, 31 yards. Chiefs set up at the 4 now with 3 tight ends in.
Now look down at the bottom of your screen. That's Kelsey. Is he one-on-one? Do they help? Let's go ahead and throw him the ball.
Looking that way, and there he is. Kelsey pushed back. That was Apple who bumped him, and it's going to be enough for a first down. Mahomes thought maybe it was a touchdown, but it wasn't.
You usually think, oh, a big guy on a corner, you're going to throw something up down the field. But no, I'm going to run a little in and out. The tight end just beats corners by 3-4 yards.
Check it out. Did it ever? No.
Oh, that's close. Challengeable.
It is close.
I wouldn't do it. It's 1st and goal. I wouldn't waste the challenge.
They're going to march on. That's what they do, and Bengals watch him fight right through Darrell Williams to the end zone for the touchdown. Boy, it looked like there were enough bodies around there where it could have even been a loss of a yard or two, but Williams never gave up, and he's found the end zone for the 7th time on the season. 5 on the ground, 2 by pass.
DJ Reader comes in and blows everything up, but you'll see Bell come flying in.
Oh, you got to get Bill a lot
and
of credit
Trey
for
Smith
that.
right there, yeah. They both come flying in and push Williams into the end zone, and what an offensive firework show right now for the Chiefs, who last week were as efficient as I've seen them, even better this week.
Butker adds another point. No, it could have ended earlier on that last play of the first quarter of this drive. Apple unable to snag it. 3 straight touchdown drives by Kansas City. Football's iconic show Inside the NFL is streaming Tuesdays at 9:30 on Paramount Plus. Phil Simms has been a part of that show for a long time, and you might have heard his wonderful tribute to Dan Reeves today on the NFL Today. Phil played for Coach Reeves and had firsthand look at how much respect Phil had for Coach Reeves, who passed away on New Year's Eve. And he's going to be honored next Sunday by the Broncos. The Chiefs will be playing at Denver. The man that was associated with 9 Super Bowls, 4 as a head coach taking teams to the Super Bowl. What a gentleman.
Missed. I got a chance to meet him. He was a great man.
They've had the football here, the Bengals, less than 5 minutes total time. Had one big play that hit. The defense has not been able to stop the Chiefs the last 3 series, and now you got to come back and try to answer back again.
And the biggest thing is just the sacks took them out of, field position. So if they just avoid the sacks, even if you have to throw it away.
Burrow, he's looking deep, then goes intermediate. Chase bobbles and catches. Good concentration.
You should have had this on the first one right there, but you see that football, how there's no white on it? His feet are in bounds right there, easily. See how there's no white, it's all brown? Seems obvious in the NFL. In college, they got those white strips up top, Jim.
Oh, yeah.
He talked about that this offseason, Chase. It's like, I used to see those white strips, they're so easy, so I got to adjust what I'm doing. He's had 9 drops this year, so he's still working on that a little bit, but I think the rest of it outweighs it.
Well, he's Pro Bowl as a rookie. Higgins, by the way, on the other side, has not had a target to this point, as Mixon burst ahead for the first down, out to the 40. This is a young bunch that may beat Bengals this season. Joe Burrow turned 25 during the season. Joe Mixon, he's 25. Then you've got the first time ever a pair of receivers over 1,000 yards under the age of 23. Look at that, first team in NFL history, 4,000-yard passer, 1,000-yard rusher, 2 1,000-yard receivers, and they're all 25 and under.
Wow. You got to give this organization credit. They really built quite the unit.
There's a little drop-off pass to Mixon. As Brian Callahan told us, their offensive coordinator, they don't know what they don't know. It's like,
it's a good way to say it.
The way John Madden used to say things, actually. Let's go down to Tracy.
Well, Jim, that's exactly right. That's what they said. They don't know what they don't know. They have no scar tissue. They don't care about what happened in the past. They just bounce around and play football. That's what he said. He said it's fun to be around them, and the team feeds off of it, and it's a huge reason for their success.
Got a 2nd and 2.
See, this is where I want to see. Can they impose their will?
B50.
Hand this ball off and just say we're able to do it.
Oh, what a nice move. It's going to be early contact. Nick Bolton, the rookie linebacker, looked like he might have a play on Mixon, but he swept past him in a hurry. Picks up the first.
It's a really good job. A 77. Udenergy right there. Just widening that gap, and then Mixon shows you his ability.
Mixon split wide to the right. It's at the top of the screen, in the slot, actually. Back to Chase. Shakes off one hit. Slips by another one. He's got 9 yards out of that. First guy that he made miss was Matthew. And then Willie Gay. So that's not every day you see
there's Gay.
Someone get away from Tyron.
There's Matthew, and then barely at the end of it, Hitchens gets him down. But he's as good at running after the catch as I've seen. I mean, this group is second in the NFL in general, the receiving crew, at yards after catch, yak. But that guy, Chase, is so special. You are always concerned when he gets the ball in his hands for his defense coordinator.
Extra lineman in for Cincinnati on 2nd and 1. Burrow has not missed so far. He's 8 for 8. Give it to Mixon. Got a flag out as Mixon had the yardage for the first.
Usually that means not enough guys, like a false start, not enough guys on the line of scrimmage.
Illegal formation by the offense. Fewer than 7 players on the line of scrimmage. It's a 5-yard penalty. Would be 2nd down.
Ron Torbert getting this assignment at the last minute, replacing John Hussey, who was scheduled. And they've got 3 other replacements in today for this crew, all of whom are on Torbert's crew. So this assemblage of officials have not worked together as a unit until this point.
It was talked about all week across the country that this is a new official group together this week.
Well, they've had to do a lot of shifting around. There are a lot of guys that are out.
It is a big deal. You realize all-out pressure.
Burrow able to avoid the sack and pick up about 4. Well done.
Timely pressure. Spagnuolo gets it where they're surprised. You got to throw hot right here. But you don't have to if you just got that magic that Burrow has, that 6th sense to make people miss. Him and Mahomes, really well done.
Here's a 3rd and 3. Fenton almost had him for a loss. Chased him down after a gain of 3.
So he's looking at to see who's on who. So you know you got a zone pressure. Now they're changing their defense, going to get back to simple coverage. Matthew comes downhill.
Chase incomplete as Fenton helped break it up. Oh, and there's a flag that comes out.
It's a penalty on Fenton. He looked like he was holding all the way up here, and he didn't need to. He had help. Look at that's fake energy.
Pass interference. Defense number 27. Spot foul. Automatic 1st down.
So he's got help over the top, Jim, so you should be heavy inside there, 2-man. Then he grabs him around the waist. I know it's difficult to cover, but then all of a sudden you're like, okay, I'll clap for the next 2 minutes.
Well, you get concerned after you saw what Chase did late in the first quarter. Here's a 1st and 10. Going deep again. Going deep. It's Chase, and it's broken up by Ward. Charvarius Ward. Great job at defending that throw.
No, this is a great play call versus this coverage. You got the safety hanging in the middle, so you're going to see Boyd go up and take him right there, and now you got Chase. The ball just needed to be out and inside just a little bit there. But what a defensive play. You called it by Ward. He knows he's got the right play. Callahan, he's like, oh, that's a 48 combination, an in-cut and a post over the top.
Yeah. He had the body lean, thinking he might have it.
You get excited when you call it, and you're like, yes, we got the right coverage. Here it is. Throw it. Oh.
Almost. 2nd and 10. There's a wide open receiver, and that's Tyler Boyd inside the 20.
Tyler Boyd, kind of under the radar, even though he's had an incredible year. He's really good, but 0 drops this year. 2nd most targets, 88, not 1 drop. So this ball was going to be caught.
Yep, he's over 800 yards receiving on the season. He had 2 huge games. He could make it 3,000-yard receivers.
It's crazy. I mean,
needed 208 over the last 2 games. Just picked up 17 with that one.
Well, you see, like, Burrow's 9 for 10, 142. If they just stop hurting themselves, sacks or penalties, they're hard to stop.
He's going toward the end zone. Chase! I'll take that! Touchdown! Right over Ward.
I love this right here. You saw the big throw down the field earlier, didn't get it. Most teams say, we took our shot down the field. They come right back, Jim. You have to do that versus Kansas City. We said they played press man. Are you going to do that and tack outside? They're playing one-on-one. throw that ball up down the field and make these DBs defend you over and over with these great receivers. And what a catch.
Oh, yeah, no doubt. He's a special talent.
Yes.
He is something else. 5 catches, 111 yards, and 2 touchdowns. And we're not quite to the midway point of the second quarter. Extra point. Good again. It's a wild start here in Cincinnati. It looks like the first half of last night's Rose Bowl.
Yes. It's getting rowdy in the jungle.
The NFL on CBS is sponsored by The Home Depot. How doers get more done. BetMGM, the king of sportsbooks. And by State Farm. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
Trent Green, that last image you saw there, including the postseason 30th meeting all time between KC and Cincinnati. After a rather innocuous start with each team 3 and out on their opening drives, we've had 5 touchdowns on the last 6 possessions total. Pringle switches directions. Some quick feet there out to the 27. Next Sunday is the final week of the regular season. We're in for plenty of cliffhangers as teams make their postseason push. We can't tell you exactly what the games are going to be. This is one of the great scheduling weeks of the year, is trying to figure out all the games and how to match them up. But we're going to be with you next Sunday on CBS. A doubleheader action.
Chase starting off with just showed that. 111 yards. And during the playoff chase you were talking about, these are huge games.
There's Williams navigating and finding a way to pick up 7, and Tooney rides out there with him. Allegretti helped open things up, and let's get a Romo report with Kansas City possessing the football.
Well, opposite of the Bengals, where they're going to their top player, right? Here we go. Throw the ball to Chase, and it's working out well. The Chiefs offense spread the wealth because the Bengals, they've really worked hard to try and make life hard on the big 2, right? Kelsey and Hill. And right now, Kelsey and Hill have 45 yards, 1 touchdown, good, but the rest of the team, 152 yards and 2 touchdowns.
That's spreading the wealth, as you said. Here's Williams. They had him for a loss. He's able to break it for a first down out to the 45.
And people don't realize a lot of these plays are open because of those other 2 and the alignment of certain guys. But we're getting to the point where they may have to change that up because these guys like Williams are playing good, Jim.
Getting all that attention on the Stars, and this has been some story. Darrell Williams, who was undrafted out of LSU this season, posting career highs and rush yardage and receiving. He's got quite a season going on here. And you depend on him more and more. I'll come over to Hill. There's nothing open on that side. Yeah, Williams has, coming into the week, almost 900 yards from scrimmage in a backup role. Now they're asking him to be the starter here as Edwards-Helaire is out at least 1 week, and they're in capable hands.
Yeah, they are. You're looking at 2 of the best offenses in the National Football League, and you're seeing it play out that way today. These usually come down to an interception. The Bengals dropped the one they had. That's why they're behind.
Would have ended a drive, obviously, but would have also not allowed the Chiefs to drive down and score another touchdown. Here's a 2nd and 8. And right at midfield, Kelsey with the catch. We were talking to Kelsey that Hill would break his record with just 2 catches in this game. He's now got 3 to take it to 107. 107 catches. He said, hey, listen, that's okay. Records are made to be broken. Tight end's not supposed to have that record anyway.
Kelsey is such a great guy. You can't help but love. You know, it's just one of those things. Who's okay getting your record broken right away the next year? He is, and he completely means it.
That last play was his 700th career catch. They've got a 3rd and 4.
So I think they need to hit him right here. You got a double team type of guy. You got to be aggressive with 2 people.
Mahomes sliding and throwing and open. It's Pringle. Nice catch. pulls it down at the 22-yard line. Mahomes on the run, found him, roaming free.
Well, they see him roaming across the field, Pringle, and eventually gets there. The pressure comes, but I don't know why you're pressuring Patrick Mahomes. I mean,
when you blitz him, you're asking for trouble.
Yeah, I mean, the Steelers did it last week 4 times, and he was only 4 for 4, touchdown, I mean, every week.
How about Pringle coming on? Led the team again against Pittsburgh last week. 6 catches, 75 yards, and 2 scores.
Well, almost every time he catches it, he's getting a first down. It's like 80% of the time or a touchdown. It's
that went for 27. Safety valve is Williams. Lowers the shoulder and tackled down at the 15. Gain of 7. Three straight touchdown drives for the Chiefs, trying to make it 4. Andy Reid, who took over second place alone last week with the victory on Kansas City all-time win list. Second to only Graham. Mahomes, who's hit his last 7 throws, has his 2nd and 3. Williams makes the cut. 1st and goal. Running behind Creed Humphrey.
Well, we talk about other guys getting some more room. This is why they're getting dangerous, but watch this right here. He's right there. That's Tyreek Hill. This is a linebacker. When you flow this way, he's supposed to come over here. But watch how long that linebacker stays there. And by the time he gets all the way over there, you got 5-6 yards. That's because you put Tyreek Hill there. You're so patient to not give up a big play to him.
1st and goal it is. From the 9. Mahomes still has it. Fakes the pass. Gets near the pylon.
He takes out Tyreek Hill.
Wow. Yeah. Gonna have about a half-yard short. Hill says, I'm all right.
Mahomes with that turns on the jet. It's like he's always just in rhythm, right? Even when he's running fast, it looks like it's just smooth. And I think he is just short here. He's about to put it out smartly. Pulls it back. That's intelligent. We've seen how many quarterbacks we've seen try and do it, and the ball gets tipped.
Through the back of the end zone.
Yeah, all of a sudden it's like, oh, I was just trying to score.
2nd and goal. Williams again. Williams is a cross for his 2nd touchdown of the game.
Keep saying that the Chiefs are even more dangerous this year than in the past if everyone stays healthy, because they can run the ball downhill on obvious running downs, on 1st down now. I mean, that's like a long drive. We used to see those big play drives. Now we're seeing this all the time. We do their games, Jim. It's like, here's another 10, 12-play drive, 8-play drive. Efficient.
This drive took almost 5.5 minutes to cover the 73 yards. And again, that's 4 straight marches down the field for a touchdown. Butker keeping busy with extra point attempts. 4 for 4. And it's 28-14. 2:18 to go in the 2nd quarter. And we're back in 30 after this from State Farm.
Jake from State Farm. We got to talk.
Yeah, it turns out you guys give everyone great rates.
I'm aware.
Well, then how come this entire time we've been calling it the Patrick price?
I've literally never called it that.
Yeah, you call it the Rogers rate, which is cool. But it's a pretty inaccurate name when Stevie gets it, too.
We offer great rates to fit anyone's budget.
You should just say that next time.
It's the first time I heard about it.
For surprisingly great rates that fit any budget, like a good neighbor, State Farm is there. Call or click to get a quote today.
Patrick Mahomes having a good time with this one. Over 200 yards in this 1st half. Thrown a couple of touchdowns, and Darrell Williams with a couple of touchdowns from a yard out.
So difficult as a defensive coordinator. You're like, okay, what are we going to do? The problem now, and this is why I told people, like, Mahomes is improving. It's like, what? How can you improve? Even if his stats don't show, he's literally now learning. Teams played them all a certain way early on. Now they went to a ton of zone after what Tampa did in the Super Bowl. He's just learned this year how to attack it week in and week out. And now teams you're going to see them start to shift and go back to some more man stuff against him.
Coming up, we got the Verizon halftime report. JB and all the crew, latest NFL scores and highlights. And it's all coming up on the Verizon halftime report. Jets are leading Tampa Bay with about a minute to go in the first half. Tennessee over Miami. That's, of course, a game that the Chiefs Nation will be watching because Tennessee lost today. With a Kansas City win, the Chiefs would lock up the #1 seed. Trying to hold off the Titans. Got the one-game edge on them. Here's a pass that got away from them. There is a penalty marker. But Burrow and Chase putting on a show. This one especially.
The illegal formation
And they needed that
by
one.
the offense. Number 75 was lined up in the backfield.
Love this catch.
Penalties declined. Second down.
Yes, he just keep throwing the ball. If you're going to be one-on-one, he needs to get the ball a ton, and they do that. And that was a penalty you could hear in the background. Declined.
Illegal motion declined. Second down and 10.
So it's a handoff that you can throw, right? Call it RPOs. But when you catch that and someone blitzes, you don't have time to get the laces as a quarterback. So he threw a wobbly ball way out there and got lucky it wasn't intercepted.
Swings it over to Mixon. Matthew is there.
And that's so big to have a guy like Matthew who can come in and just make that tackle one-on-one against a great back.
You got a third down coming up, and that'll happen on the other side of the 2-minute warning. Remember, Cincinnati deferred at the top.
Yeah.
Can they do something here at the end of the half, then come back, get the ball to start the second?
This is a sneaky big play, isn't it? I would not go far. Go to the grocery store. No, stay here.
Stay here. Don't go anywhere.
The NFL on CBS is sponsored by Progressive. Save when you bundle auto, home, or motorcycle insurance. And by KFC. Order on KFC.com or through the app.
We're back at the 2-minute mark. 3rd and 4 coming up. Joe Burrow has just set the Bengal franchise record for most passing yards in a season, breaking a record that belonged to Andy Dalton. Here's a 3rd and 4.
Huge play here, Jim. This is going to be really important, I think, in determining who wins this game. You got your chances outside if you want to take them.
That's going to be good enough for the first down. Uzama tight end with his second catch, gain of 7.
Yeah, great read, great throw, and he's a complete tight end. Another guy we didn't even mention a ton of earlier, but another weapon for them. I do think if they didn't get that first down, I mean, the difference is like 35-14, and you go score great. Now it's like you could score twice before Mahomes ever gets the ball back.
You're right, really sneaky big play in the game. That completion right there. P. Ryan is the running back. It's Burrow. It's on the crossing pattern. He gets Higgins for the first time. He's coming off just a gigantic game against Baltimore with 12
really
catches.
liked him, yeah.
194 yards and a couple of touchdowns. Again, the Verizon halftime report is coming up with JB and all the crew. The Verizon halftime report. This is a 1 o'clock window that's stacked with so many important games. The Rams and Baltimore Ravens are up 10-7 last minute of the first half. There are many others. You'll get all the latest stories coming up on Verizon halftime report. 2nd and 4. Burrow zips it, knocked down. Well played by L'Jarius Sneed.
This all starts at the very beginning. Sneed getting his hands on Boyd right away. And I like being super aggressive up there, but this has been huge. See Ingram, he's really helped this team in this turnaround. Ooh, Sneed got away with a little hold there. You're right, all over it. But I think Ingram has helped so much because it allowed Steve Spagnuolo to put Jones back at his original position. And all of a sudden he's over there with Frank Clark, and they've disrupted a ton. And it just makes a difference having this guy right here.
3rd and 4. Burrow's pass. Incomplete, but the flag comes out on Fenton for the second time.
The guts on 3rd and 4 to throw these go routes, back shoulder, that's what you have to do. Fenton, you can clap all day over and over again, but you're just going to keep getting penalties. I like the fake confidence.
Pass interference. Defense, number 27. Spot foul. Automatic first down.
Again, for the second time in this half, called for pass interference.
I like, it's right, it's a good call. Callahan, you can see every play so huge when you're behind right now and not giving the ball back to Mahomes, but keep taking your shots. That's how you got to play this team. They keep bringing these safeties down, and then they play cover 2, throw it inside right here.
Burrow, time to plant the feet and release it back to Uzama for another pickup of 6 or 7. Content to let some time run off the clock.
This one you want to take your time on a little bit. You have a ton of time. You got all 3 timeouts. You're going to have the ability to read this safety. It goes down, you go deep.
Goes underneath, back to Uzama. Nice cut to pick up the first, get past Ward. Another new set of downs. Cincinnati approaching a minute to go, gain of 10.
And by the way, everyone on this team loves this guy. Not only is he a great football player, but he's just one of the really leaders of the team, really well liked across the board.
On first down, Burrow. Incomplete.
Oh, I thought that was going to be such a crazy hit. He goes up and breaks out, and Matthews guarding there. But watch right here. You think this guy's going to be guarding the receiver, and he's one-on-one with Matthew. But watch that outside corner. Once you go outside, he gets to come back in, and a lot of young quarterbacks make that mistake of thinking Ward was covering the receiver outside and almost got his hurt.
52 seconds. And 2nd and 10. Burrow had nowhere to go.
All out pressure. Burrow, this is where he gets you. He does throw it at the feet of the running back. That should be an incompletion. Watch 34 right here. He is blocking, but right there, it's actually really smart.
Yep. Ben Neiman was a breath away from knocking him down for another sack. They got 2 in the early going. Now 49 seconds.
But that ball needed to get out, right? Cover 0 means all out pressure. You got great receivers. Someone drift back and throw it up.
Here's the 3rd and 10. He got hit as he released it. That was coming from that pressure from Okafor, and it's incomplete.
And this is why he has so many sacks this year. He's getting pressured on any throw that he has to wait a while, as you see.
A little gimpy getting up.
Okafor comes off the edge, and he just swims Prince. Oof.
That was some hit. That was really some hit there. So they're going to bring out McPherson for the field goal try. Just named the AFC Special Teams Player of the Month. And we got a player down. That is Spain.
And that's the thing with Ingram, though. You get Okafor coming back in, and he can create. Jones, Clark. But that right side of this Bengals offense, that's the big thing. You know, it's like they're just, each week, the right guard was a revolving door. They don't need any more injuries now. Oh,
there's where he got hit. Got hit by Joe Burrow. Got rolled up into him after the hit by Okafor. Timeout on the field. Quentin Spain had to have 2 teammates help him get to the sideline, and now he's going to be escorted to the locker room in a cart. Field goal try coming up, 46 yards, McPherson.
For a team whose offensive line's giving up too many sacks, that's not a good thing.
No. This kid's been some fine, the rookie from Florida. .26-31 on the year. There's the kick, and he is able to knock it through.
You have a sense for these kickers. You always can tell, like, okay, Tony, I'm telling you, this kid's good. Telling your voice.
Just upsetting it up for a make, is that what you think?
Yeah, I'm like, you honestly know, like, it's weird. Your tone is like, this guy's really good. And you don't just go by the way their kicking record. It's like their motion, their kicking style impresses you.
This AFC playoff picture, we're going to know so much more at the end of today, but so many possibilities. Kansas City coming in as the 1, Cincy in the 3 spot. Everybody in the AFC North is still mathematically alive to win the division.
It's,
I mean, that's as of this moment right now. Of course, the early results could end up knocking out Cleveland. So, but the Browns have a scenario which is not unrealistic. They're going to need, by the way, not only Kansas City to win here and win their game tomorrow at Pittsburgh. They could use a little help. They need Baltimore to lose one of its last two, like today against the Rams. So who knows? A lot of teams are still in the hunt.
There's just so many permutations. I mean, it's like endless. I was going through it, and last week I just went too far into it. But I'll tell you, you at least got it all down to pretty close. You just need one or two things to connect a couple dots.
It's just so jam-packed. There's just so many different variables to it. As Pringle is able to get out of a jam and down the sideline, he races. There is a flag as Pringle takes it the distance. The flag is back at the 26-yard line. Will it negate the 89-yard return?
Who's this on? This is a huge call right here.
During the return, holding by the return team, number 39. The penalty is 10 yards from the spot of the foul. Kansas City's ball, 1st and 10.
Wow. Let's see, 39.
That's Zane Anderson.
Oh, yes, he pulled him down right there. And that really didn't need to happen, did it? That's what you always say. He probably gets tackled as he didn't do. Pringle, the big playmaker, he's not going to talk to Anderson after the game today.
No, they won't be.
No, we'll see each other tomorrow. I need a break from you.
They will not be seatmates on the charter back.
No. Wow, that was electric, Pringle.
But you got 3 timeouts here, Kansas City, and 30 seconds.
And you got a ton of time with Mahomes here. It's just, you got to make sure you're smart. They're going to play soft. They're going to look for Kelsey, I would think, over the middle here, doing something, one of the guys inside.
Able to swing it over to Gore. Gore bounces off a hit, and Ogunjobi finishes him off at the 23. Should be a quick timeout. Kansas City has already finished its home schedule for the regular season. Of course, as the AFC West champions, guaranteed hosting at least one postseason game. And if you get that 1 seed, you get that bye. The one team that gets the bye in a conference, as they go on to 7 teams in the playoffs as of last year. That's valuable. That's huge.
I think you're about to see that 1 seed come back to way back in the day where it was like, who got that NFC championship game at home, right? Cowboys, Niners, like whoever gets to play it. Like, this is going to play out a little more like that because these teams now, these quarterbacks are so good. When they get to play at home, they're going to get to the right play. And obviously it was different last offseason without fans in the stands. If it's going to play a role this year, that noise.
Mahomes, who has never played a playoff game on the road except for the Super Bowl, looking around, knows where he is. He's able to plant it. One-on-one coverage down deep. And it is knocked down at the last moment. Oh, my goodness. Hill had it, and Bell just batted it out of his hands.
Unbelievable. This
would have been 64 yards.
And it might have been a hard time. Bell does a good job. Yeah, he really did. But that's a drop. I mean, he double caught it there, and Tyreek Hill has 9 drops. That'll be his 10th, at least, which is tied for the 2nd most in the NFL, with Chase on the other side. It's like both these guys have a little bit of that, but they're also so good, and you have to accept it once in a blue moon.
We got a clock stoppage, timeout called by Cincinnati.
Yeah, I don't know.
Well, tonight, it's a new year, and that means a new episode of The Equalizer. Queen Latifah returns in the show that critics are calling fresh and reinvigorating. Don't miss The Equalizer. That's tonight on CBS.
How explosive are these 2 units?
Tyreek, knowing that he just had a chance.
And then you got to have a quarterback who can throw that far. That was
64 yards, I believe. Let's check this out.
Watch this. Go ahead and run this. And he's running away from you. You have to understand, that far down the field to throw that as he's still running away from you. Wow. So your job here Don't give up the Hail Mary type of thing. Keep it in front of you and be smart if you're the Chiefs and do this. Yes.
Just hand it off to Gore.
And get into a position to throw a Hail Mary timeout.
Not in time. One Bengal slow to get up. And the rest of the team heads to the locker room. One Cincinnati player shaken up. Back in Cincinnati, where the Bengals are trying to win the AFC North, would do so by virtue of winning today or winning next week at Cleveland, while Kansas City's trying to stay in that one position in the playoff seedings on the AFC side. 28-17 at halftime. A lot of fireworks in that first half. 500 yards of offense combined by the two teams. Let's talk adjustments here at the half. What do you see?
They need to play more defense. I think that's the first thing. But right now, the biggest thing was the negative plays, because both these offenses are doing a great job, but they're beating themselves a little bit. One is the drops, a couple of them there by both teams. The second one is just the negative plays are stopping the drives, the sacks, the penalties. Whoever does less of that, they're going to win the game.
Quarterback comparison in that first half. Again, the first ever matchup between Mahomes and Joe Burrow. They've never met before, although they did exchange a few texts. There you see the numbers. Burrow did go on to tell us that when he injured his knee last year, he really appreciated the fact that Mahomes reached out to him by text and wished him well in his recovery.
That is nice. Patrick, one of the great ambassadors of the game. No question. What a cool moment for Burrow, right? To play against someone that you already look up to, I think.
First of, I'm sure, will be some high-profile meetings for years to come. Tracy, it's all yours.
Well, Jim, Zach Taylor mentioned the 292 yards given up. He said we must limit those explosive plays, and we need to find a way to get to Patrick Mahomes more. Also, he said offensively, we need to start scoring points. You wonder if they're going to be more aggressive on fourth down. One other injury note, left guard Quinton Spain will be out for the rest of the game with a right ankle injury.
Okay. Here's Mixon. And he runs it for about a yard. Jackson Carman has moved in for Spain at left guard. Here are the overall stats. There's the 292 they were talking about. Yards put up by the Chiefs in that first half.
Look at that right there. Both these teams create big plays. Cincinnati's actually ahead this year, but not today. And you can't have that, especially when you're at home. Giving up 5 plays over 20 yards and a half at home. You better be going against like the Chiefs or someone. Oh, wait.
Wait a minute.
They are.
That explains it. Second down and 9. Quickly over to Boyd. Got a block over there, thrown by T. Higgins, who fell to the ground. Slow to get up. It'll be third down coming up. Not a very busy first half for Boyd or Higgins. They each had 1 catch in that first half as Chase was getting all the love and attention. And delivering with the 5 for 111 and 2 touchdowns.
And Higgins, you know, since week 12, he has 4 games over 100 yards, which is tied with Cooper Kupp. I mean, he's been a big-time guy here late in the year.
Call it 3rd and 4. It's Joe. Wide open. It's Chase. Chase! There is no Chase. It's a touchdown. Nobody's going to catch him in the open field. 69 yards to go with a 72-yarder in the first quarter.
This is just the vision of the eye. So go ahead. You're going to see this go like that and this guy go here. And Burrow's going to look to throw here, but it's not going to. And he's going to go ahead and make the corner and safety stay too low. Wow, that's his eyes right there. That shows you the ability to move defenders and get people open. It's a zone coverage, and everyone thought it was going somewhere else.
Extra point is good. Joe Burrow with 33 touchdown passes on the year now has tied the team record. And Chase with his 3rd touchdown of the afternoon. Haven't seen touchdown production from a rookie receiver like this since Randy Moss in 1998, who had 17 touchdowns. The Chiefs have been mossed 3 times today. 6 for 180.
In the 8-game winning streak for the Chiefs, they've allowed 3 touchdown passes in all 8 games today. 3 to 1 guy, and that's your guy Chase.
Pringle leaps up ahead and almost falls right on the flag that was waiting for him. It's a fired up bunch on that special teams unit for Cincinnati, as the Bengals have scored the last 4 drives to make it a 28-24 game.
During the return, holding by the receiving team, number 44. 10-yard penalty, Kansas City's ball, 1st and 10.
Called on O'Daniel and that touchdown. Let's take a 2022 look at the all-22.
Well, take a look at this. The safety's right here. He's supposed to get deep. Why doesn't he? Because the eyes of Burrow hold him inside. This is what the upper echelon quarterbacks in the NFL do. You never really realize why guys are out of position. What you do there, the eyes made Sorensen stand there too long. Show you Burrow's ceiling. It's really high. You see it from Mahomes all the time, right? Looking people off.
Ogunjobi, who was injured on the last play of the first half, is back out there to start the 3rd on defense. And catch. Pringle knocked down after 5. Jamar Chase, 180 of their 293 yards of offense. 283 yards of offense. What a candidate for Offensive Rookie of the Year.
That was actually a semi-double team too. Just good job by him running full speed.
2nd and 5. That's Williams. Runs into 2 Cincinnati defenders. And again, remember, there are 2 backup linemen on that front for Kansas City off of injuries that happened today. 1 in pregame warmups to Orlando Brown and 1 in the first half to Lucas Niang. But they have not allowed a sack, this new patchwork offensive line.
They're running the ball. They're being efficient. And Mahomes is picking his spots, but I think you got to go ahead. They're taking out their top 2 guys, but you got to do it here. 3rd and 2. Don't let them throw something easy to Kelsey right away.
McKinnon comes into the game as a running back, and look at the open space as Mahomes slides all the way out to about the 45-yard line. 17 on the scramble.
Now you see all that look right there. Mahomes eyeballing everything, but he just feels and could sense that stuff right away. As you see him just go ahead, and he's always feeling everything, right? He makes the right decision so many times.
Back to Williams on the ground. Right side is clogged up. And that continues on well after the whistle with Burton and Hubbard. Or Hendrickson and Hubbard, there's some pair of ends for that Cincinnati defense. And Burton wanted to make sure Hubbard knew he was out there.
Hubbard's done a great job. 94 playing hard. She's getting chippy out here.
Hill has been taken to the sideline. Burton as well. 2nd down and 9. Pressure from behind. Mahomes able to get away from it, and the pass is ruled incomplete. Kelsey was the intended target. Flowers on the coverage.
Well, it's funny, everyone's covered except for Kelsey. Mahomes just had to get out of the pocket and create, and then at the very end, it's just a great job coming in and knocking that ball out. So Mahomes is like, hey, you punched me. Did you see it? Put me in the face mask. That almost hurt. Huge play right here. Tyreek Hill's in the slot. You got to be prepared for him coming across the field.
Chiefs have hit their last 6 third down attempts. They got to pick up 9. Pass almost intercepted. Pringle prevented it with a great turnaround offense to defense. Knockaway play on Mike Hilton.
Wow, what a job by Hilton there. Ball's gonna have to come out because this front four is getting pressure all year. Hendrickson with 14 sacks, almost gets another, and the ball should have been intercepted. Pringle knocks it out. Another possible chance there for an interception by the Bengals. The one earlier dropped by Apple. That one might have been even bigger.
First
They're
punt.
the same, but they're big.
First punt since the opening drive of the game. Will Townsend for the Chiefs, that is, as what a hit. Burton swallows up Taylor, and that gets some jaws going, but no flag.
We talked about it. Burton. Kansas City's looking like a physical team. Burton coming in on offense, running the ball downhill, tackling.
But maybe Burrow's prayers are going to be answered. They're going to have the football back with a chance to drive and take the lead after being down big early. Back here in Cincinnati, where the Chiefs are trying to maintain their position because Tennessee's winning by a couple of touchdowns on Miami in the third quarter, trying to hold off the Dolphins and stay in that first seed position. But the Bengals would clinch the AFC North with a win, either this week or next week against Cleveland. And again, as of this hour, all four teams in the division still have a chance to take the AFC North. Here's Burrow on first down. Gonna go screen. Mixon, blocker up ahead. Mixon to the 45 and a gain of 20.
Wow. Big physical Mixon finishing downhill on a screen pass. This is still going to be a first down. Just happened at the very end.
And the flag's near where he's tackled.
Holding. Offense number 77. 10-yard penalty from the spot of the foul. Repeat first down.
It didn't look that bad from up here. I remember like 38 came running out of the way. Snead, we'll see at the end. 77.
Yeah, Denijay.
That's not a hold.
Snead.
That's a terrible call.
Zach Taylor saying, wait a minute, what?
Yeah, it's still a first down because he was in front. And it would be anyway, but I mean, it's just going to be 1st and 5. It should be something along that, yeah.
Spot foul, so it'll be a 1st and 5. It'll take the football back instead of near the 45. It'll take it to the 29. Again, 1st and 5 off the spot foul. P. Ryan gets a handle. Runs into Bolton and a couple others. And he's near the mark for the first.
And you want to hear a story of their season, microcosm? Here it is today. Pressured on 10 of 23 dropbacks, and that's not even with a ton of like blitzing. But crazy thing, Jim, is when he gets it out quickly, he's not getting hit. When he holds it, he does, but he's still having a great game. And
those next-gen stats powered by AWS.
I mean, look at this is him over the year. I showed you the highlights early on next gen. He gets hit a lot, but then he creates, and all of a sudden it's a first down. Too many hits though for this to last forever.
Burrow sneaks for the first. Up ahead to the 37.
By the way, how about that? Getting him and Chase together, you know, from college. I mean, that's.
Well, he really appreciated when they went with Chase as the pick. He said, you know, it was something that made me feel like I was included in the process, even if I wasn't.
Yeah.
The fact that they took Chase.
That's exactly right. It's a good memory right there. And that's the thing, is they're just such. They obviously have that connection.
Mixon on first down.
And which is so important for a receiver to feel that from the quarterback. And then it's like you can sense what guys are doing, right? You know the timing of what this guy, and you knew they were going to be good. I mean, they've had 36 touchdowns together, you know, in college and the NFL. And guess what? The 36, 20 of them have been over 30 yards. 13 have been over 50 yards.
We've seen 2 today.
That's crazy. They average, Jim, on their touchdowns 35 yards out of touchdown. That's so nuts, and that's maintaining here in the NFL. It's just, that's their connection.
72 and 69 yards today. Oh, Mixon unable to make the catch as he was trying to turn around and turn upfield.
Yeah, they've done this a bunch today. Get a bunch of blockers over there. It's a different way to throw a screen pass, but Kansas City has been really prepared for these type of plays. I think that'd be the last one I would try today.
3rd and 7. Spagnuolo trying to see his defense make a stop. After 4 consecutive drives for scores by Cincinnati.
Hey,
Bonsai, we're changing plays.
Where we going? Where we going? Huh?
Kansas City's going to stick with what they got. Come after you. Got to get it out.
Here they come. Got it out in time. Chase behind the sticks. And Fenton will not allow him to get back to where he caught it.
Ooh, where's the spot? They could go back 5 yards or give it to him about a half a yard short.
It could be about, yeah, almost 2 yards short. 4th down on the way. Caught it close to the mark. Had to come back for it.
Tried to do too much right there. They gave him a decent spot.
Going for it.
I would too.
Chris Evans comes in as an extra running back.
You can try and draw them offsides here. If you want to punt, you just don't call a play, but I think they're going to actually run a play. But you're going to look up here. It's an empty formation. Stay in and help block in case they pressure. No one's coming, then you go ahead and watch. This safety's going to help out on Chase. Okay, then throw it on the other side.
And delay a game.
They called timeout, I believe. Didn't they get it in?
They got a flag out.
Before the delay of game flag, timeout. Cincinnati, they're first. This is a 30-second timeout.
And that's a play you're trying to run 1 or 2 plays, and you're like trying to see what they're in. And really well done, disguising by Kansas City. You couldn't quite tell which play it was.
This Cincinnati team, you think of what it's been like the last 2 years, the first 2 years under Mac Taylor. 6-25-1.
It's a huge year for him, wasn't it?
And all of a sudden it clicks. You go get Chase. You pick up some great free agents, by the way, along the way, like Hendrickson, like Hilton. We talked about that already. And all of a sudden, here you are, 9-6, and on the precipice of winning the division. And win today.
2 years removed from 2-14.
Yep.
Last team to do that and get over 10 wins in a couple of years was Andy Reid with the Chiefs.
So they're not going to change what they were setting out to do before the timeout. They're going for it.
Well, you got possibility here of pressure. You got to get this out.
There's a pass. What a catch! Higgins! First down. He had to reach out and grab that with bodies all around him, and he picks up 17.
What? I mean, the Chiefs were kind of ready for it. The biggest thing is that Higgins is so talented, and Boyd does a great job of getting his hands on and blocking. But Higgins needs the ball. I'm telling you, I know Chase is amazing, and I guess he's not going to not go to him. But I love Higgins. I mean, he's rare, too. He's special.
There's the pass going back to him, Tony. Incomplete this time.
He's just not quite special enough
not to make that catch.
He's really talented.
Meanwhile, you're talking about special. Burrow on that 4th down completion. And that was the incompletion right there. Should have had it, no doubt. But Burrow has gone over 300 yards for a team record 6th time on the season. 20 of 28, 305, 3-0.
Your partner over there, Tommy Spencer, made a point earlier saying, is this similar to the Chiefs' rise in that first year with Mahomes, where it's like all of a sudden they became like just really amazing, unstoppable offensively for the next 4 years?
That's what we were trying to say, too. Again, we talked about a couple of years ago, 2-14, and how all of a sudden you see Chris Jones taking up a lot of space and making a play. But you're in a division with the likes of Baltimore, Pittsburgh, and Cleveland, and you think, man, that's a lot of folks you got to make your way through. But they've swept the Ravens. They've already swept the Steelers. They got Cleveland next week. Browns did beat them here. 3rd and 9. In trouble. Big trouble. Knocked down by Jarran Reed.
And Chris Jones does it again, though, disrupting it so Reed has time. But the double team, they do it right. You got 2 guys on Jones on the right, and it doesn't matter as he splits them. And once he gets here, he can't throw it right there. He's got to protect the ball. And Reed comes in to finish it off. What a timely 2-play stretch for Chris Jones.
The 3rd sack of the game.
I feel like that's the only time they punt.
Yeah, there's a sack involved. That's it. I think you're right on.
2 straight punts. The other
Tuber, yep. Try to pin him here. Hartman watches it. Has, what's it? Robinson, who caught it.
Ooh. Got a wild one here in Cincinnati. I think we're going to have it finished that way.
I agree.
There's always been like a mother and father. Like this is a father bucket, this is a mother bucket, and since the last game, they had a baby bucket. So this is a baby bucket.
I guess that clears up the question as to whether they're married or not.
The great John Madden, very much in our thoughts and in our hearts today. Having passed away on Tuesday at the age of 85, he was football. He was the NFL at so many levels. Here are the Chiefs starting a series at the 21. Swing it over to Williams. And he's got a gain of 11. Just to think that John attended his first live football game at Kezar Stadium in San Francisco in 1946 and remained intently watching the NFL right through last Sunday, as you see some of the remarkable things that he did. Winning 103 games in 10 years as a head coach of the Raiders. Great record against Hall of Famers and, of course, legendary broadcasting career. 9 decades of closely following the game, back to attending that game in San Francisco as a young lad, to last Sunday texting Andy Reid as he would after every Chiefs game. So close to Andy, and really Andy like family to Coach Madden. As you know, you see Mahomes throws it short of Kelsey, but the Reid-Mahomes relationship, it was so tight that he would often put Mahomes on the phone with Coach Madden. But when you talk about Reid and Madden, my gosh, they both were raised in California. Both were former offensive linemen. Andy at BYU. Coach Madden was actually drafted by the Philadelphia Eagles. He was watching the game last Sunday, Tony. The Pittsburgh-Kansas City game. He would evaluate the game. Andy wrote back to him on Monday. John was gone on Tuesday.
We watched that Madden special. It was a treat. He's one of my favorite people, Jim.
2nd and 10, and that is going to be plenty for the first down. What an effort not to go down.
Well, you know what?
How about a little honorary Madden chalkboard, huh?
For John Madden, I tell you, no one has ever done it better. But here you go. Okay, now listen, Jim. You're going to see a run this way. You're going to see people coming in. But you got to have these guys block. And if they don't, then you're not going to get up field and then cut here. And you see that? There's the daddies coming in. And here's the mommies over here. And at the end of the day, the kids always get to play. And, and around our house, the kids always win. You know what I mean, Pat?
I actually completely understand what you said, actually.
You're a good man. I tell you, this is a lot of fun today and some football. No one has loved food and football more than the great John Madden. And he'd tell you, Andy Reid talked about that.
That was a big tie between them. Andy was telling us this week. Food and football. Andy's saying we were both forktarians. Serious members of the Knife and Fork Club.
Anyway, you know what I got to do one more? I'm going to bring back a boom. I didn't give a boom in that.
Boom and a bang. 2nd and 2. As Gore surveys, nothing to be found. As they stuff up the middle, it'll be 3rd and 2 coming up. They've been all runs up to that play by Williams.
You're seeing both teams kind of get.
Actually, one was a pass, but all of it was by Williams. The 38 yards to get to this point. Then Gore gets stuffed, and it's 3rd and 2. Anarumo's defense looking to make a stop here late in the 3rd.
These are the kinds where Kelsey chips, does a little something, and then just goes in and back out.
Flag down. Mahomes under pressure, lobs it, and Bell reaches up and grabs it. He had boxed out Von Bell, did Blake Bell. Looks like it's going to be a motion. Snap penalty on Kansas City.
It's going to be on Tyreek Hill. And on that route, Kelsey went in and back out. And he kind of had him for a second. He just waited, Mahomes. I don't think he was looking at him.
I think we got 2 flags
here. There were 2 fouls during the play, both by the offense. Illegal motion, number 10, that penalty is declined. Holding, number 77, that penalty is accepted. 10 yards, repeat third down.
You see the hold coming in, 77 right there on 51. If you're ever by the ball and you're holding a jersey, they're going to call it.
That makes it 3rd and 12 back on the Kansas City side of the 50.
Right here, who's going to double team on the left side of your screen inside?
On the run, Ogunjobi. And here's the little flip. Caught by Noah Gray, but a negligible gain. And Mahomes is running deep into the secondary trying to find an official, make an appeal about what he thought was illegal contact down the field.
You want to know how fast Tyreek Hill is? Watch this, Jim. This is unbelievable. He's going to run up, fall down, get back up, and still get open if Mahomes would have had the ability to roll right. But him falling down is why they didn't have a play there.
Remember, they had a 2nd and 2. Then they ran Gore for nothing. Then the penalty. So Cincinnati stiffens. The penalty helped. And Tommy Townsend lets go of a punt. Travels to the 14.
And penalties, minus plays. That's why these teams are punting right now.
No one has scored now in the last 17 minutes.
Local restaurants have been hit hard by fees from delivery apps.
They take a huge chunk of our bottom line. All of that comes out of our pocket and goes to them.
So Domino's franchisees went to local restaurants and bought $100,000 of their gift cards to give out to our customers. That way they could support a mom and pop by ordering directly from them.
And no one got hit by delivery app fees.
I can't believe one restaurant is buying another restaurant's gift certificates to give out, but it sure is wonderful.
So if you're not getting Domino's, skip the delivery apps and order directly from a local restaurant.
The NFL on CBS is sponsored by Allstate. Save money like a champion with Allstate. And by Domino's. Get great deals on pizza, bread twists, chicken, desserts, and more.
Back at Paul Brown Stadium. Opened in 2000 and named after the Bengals founder. Ken Anderson. Andy Munoz, Bengals legends. Their names up on that Ring of Honor, right on the side of Mr. Brown.
That's quite the name, and you know, the champion of football in general too.
And a short catch to Mixon. How about through 25 starts, which Burrow's 25th start was last week. Here are your top 5.
Wow.
I wonder who's 6. You got Rome.
That was
Romo.
Oh
no, there he is. 6th.
I am in 6th. How come you couldn't widen out that
you
thing
get your
and
own
put
page,
6 people?
man.
Like we only could fit 5 in there?
No, you get your own close-up. That's what you wanted.
Well, that's more about like embarrassing and making fun of somebody.
You didn't want to be on there with 4 others. Come on, you got the whole thing.
It was easier to say like, hey, look at these 6 guys. They're all going to be Hall of Famers. It's like,
2nd and 6.
Except for 1.
Yeah, that's only good for about 3. Talking about Paul Brown and the influence that he had, sparking so many careers. There's actually a pretty neat tie here. Think about Paul Brown hired Bill Walsh in 1968.
That's right.
West Coast offense out to San Francisco. And he hired Mike Holmgren, who later would go to Green Bay and hire Andy Reid. So we talked to Andy about it. He says, yes, there's definite influence, Paul Brown, on my career. My practice plans are the same.
Paul Brown started like the scheduling of the modern NFL, like 8 a.m. to 4 p.m. like kind of thing. It's like, that was Paul Brown.
4th quarter coming up. So much riding on it too here in Cincinnati. We start the 4th quarter. Tony, what's at stake? And not what do you want on your steak or how do you like your steak. What's at stake?
I see what you did there. I caught it.
You did?
That was a good one.
So tell me.
At stake is the #1 seeding for the Chiefs, which is huge. More important, I think, now because there's only 1 anymore. And on top of it, you're going to be playing at home throughout the playoffs. And then for the Bengals.
Win and you take the division. They've got a 3rd and 3. Pass almost intercepted. He's got a flag. That was Snead who got his hands on it. making an appeal now.
Pass interference. Defense number 38.
This is
Black foul. Automatic first down.
the teams who have had success against Kansas City have taken shots down the field. And that's what you're seeing today, because you're going to get penalties. 38's going to grab them right there, which is a soft penalty, and then that's a bad call.
Oh, that wasn't much there at all.
Higgins actually grabs him back. Higgins just has a way of getting penalties. He has like 5 pass interference penalties. Like these guys, just a lot for a receiver.
And first down, Burrow airs it out to Higgins with the catch. Right over Fenton.
Wow, and this is a huge throw, big time clutch throw. You have a chance to win the division, go and beat Kansas City. And wow, that's a perfect dime. And Higgins has a way of coming down with a lot. He's got such good hands. Go ahead and watch. Higgins out's going to go this way, no safety help. And he just throws it right up there.
39 yards is what it is.
Oof.
All the way to the 29 of the Chiefs. Comes back over to Chase. Waits for the blockers to get there. Weaves his way down near a first down.
What patience, as if he's playing against little kids or something.
I just love the way he saw 2 blockers were coming, and he did a little jump cut, waited. Here they come.
And this is why you know he's just a rare guy, I mean, amongst other things. But see how the patience there? He's literally letting his blockers get into position, but he uses people's leverage against themselves. Once you start to overplay, he'll make you feel something and go the other way. And to have that kind of like size and strength with it, you know, as if he's like 5'7" and 130 pounds. He's got the quick.
I got movement on that left side. Carmen the fill-in. 79.
False start. Offense number 79. 5-yard penalty. It's first down.
Rookie out of Clemson. They took in the second round. So they've got plans for him down the road. And he has to step up today with the injury to Spain.
That'll be the first way to not step up.
Yeah.
Not too bad today. Kansas City with the penalties on defense have hurt them a little. But
Chase in the backfield here, Tony.
Uh-oh. See if you can get him on this linebacker right here.
First and 15. Burrow, no time to even look up. Running for his life to the 20. That was what he was going to probably do, just the way he looked initially, but then the defense started to converge on him.
Wow, Jones almost had him here. Chris Jones wreaking havoc in the backfield again. You'll see right there, 95. And then a little slippery by Burrow to get out of that. Did you notice that Burrow doesn't have any letters on the back of his jersey? Like there's no Burrow on the back, like he ripped it already, you see?
It's fallen off, you can see the Velcro.
Someone's already ripped it off. That means you're getting hit today, Jim, just to give you a heads up.
A few times.
When numbers and letters start falling off, it means that you're actually getting hit a lot and people are around you.
I've heard of a strip sack, but just stripping somebody's name right off of somebody's taking it too far. Well, Chris Jones, he's always a presence out there, isn't he? He's made some disrupted plays today, as he often does. This was early.
He just, every week, and now he's been inside, he just really hard to block one-on-one. And this offensive line is not that great anyway, and then the double team hasn't helped much as you see him helping out Reed to help him get a sack, but such a difficult block. What you do is you try and turn your center toward him, so when he's on the field. So let's say you get into a spread out formation like you might hear, Jim. Well, then you go ahead and say, center, you go to the guard and go help that guy.
Remember, Cincinnati called a timeout earlier before a fourth down play. Now they've just used their second. Only one remaining. That's huge.
That is big.
2nd and 11. Bro, safety valve. It's Chase. Snead trying to hang on and throws him down. Grabbed him by the back of the shoulder pads. I'm going to say a horse collar, maybe? What was it?
Another penalty.
Roughness?
Yeah, I mean, can't throw him down at the end. I mean, it's like you're going to like what is it called when you took someone's neck and whipped them around and threw them around?
Unpleasant.
That's exactly what it was. You see him grab him right here, Snead, and then at the end, he's going to go ahead and turn and aggressively throw him down. I don't know.
Personal foul. Unnecessary roughness with a horse collar tackle. Defense number 38. Half the distance to the goal. Automatic first down.
They called it horse collar.
Incorrect. It was not.
It was on the shoulder pad. Then the hand began to slip a little bit to the back. And that's maybe where they called it right there.
It looked aggressive because he had that hand. But look, it's the right hand over there. Does the right hand grab the shoulder? No, he.
Well,
it's a bad call, but
brings the football inside of the 8. It's 4 defensive penalties on the Chiefs. That one, unnecessary roughness, horse collar, plus 3 DPIs. First and goal. And go out of the backfield with Mixon. He's got a gain of about 2. Approaching 12 minutes to go. And it's a 2nd and goal from just inside the 6.
Yeah, in these last 12 minutes and last 10 minutes of all these games going on right now, you're going to see a lot of broken hearts and a lot of excitement in certain towns. And Cincinnati right now is one of them. And the fact that you could take on the number 1 seed right now.
Have not led at any point in this game. Burrow to the end zone. Now they do. Touchdown, Cincinnati.
Timely call right there, Mr. Nance. What a job. Burrow just does a great job with his eyes again. Looks off and throws a ball to the corner in a perfect spot.
Tyler Boyd brings it down. Both feet are in. Let's double check. 1,
2.
Drag the other one.
Yes, he did. And Boyd, like I said earlier, unsung hero a little bit, but not really, because he's so good. And this team shows you. They got the 2-time team who's going to the Super Bowl, representing the AFC, and they got him down in a possible game to win the division, Jim.
Extra point is good. Remember, they were down 14 early. And now they lead at 31-28. Joe Burrow with 4 touchdown passes. And the Bengals are on top of the 4th. Joe Burrow has just broken Andy Dalton's touchdown in a single season record. He broke his yardage record earlier today. Make note, it's in game 16. It's not the extra game we're going to have this year, if anybody puts an asterisk next to it. But those are,
I mean,
incredible numbers.
In your 2nd year, and then on top of it, Jim, you saw that completion percentage, 70.3. He's just behind that guy named Ken Anderson, I believe. He's going to have one of the highest ever, if not the highest.
Again, next week, regular season finale. And there'll be so much to sort out in the postseason push. All the playoff scenarios, all that will be discussed starting at noon Eastern with the NFL Today on CBS. Ken Anderson, a great one, took the franchise to the Super Bowl 40 years ago, watching this game down at his 2nd home in Hilton Head Island, South Carolina. And what was the highest rated Super Bowl of all time? The first that John Madden, Pat Summerall ever called together. Here's a 1st and 10.
Let me guess, 82.
Yep, the 81 season, correct.
Nice job. That was the catch season.
Yes, it was.
Yeah, that was the NFC Championship game before the Super Bowl.
Dwight Clark.
This game is feeling like there's going to be like a catch type of moment.
It
might not be quite to that level, but I'm just saying there's going to be something big. Huge, big, huge, Jim.
2nd and 5. Zips it, and it's caught. How about that? Josh Gordon, we haven't talked about him all day long, makes the grab for the 1st down.
Everything's just a little tougher. You got to give adjustments right now for Cincinnati, but take a look at this blocking. I mean, this front, I mean, that's really good. Tooney, what a pickup. He's played all over the place over his career. But this D-line, Jim, they have 14 sacks by Hendrickson, 7, 7.5, and 5.5. I mean,
here's Williams dancing around. running behind Humphrey, taking B.J. Hill with him. And it's worth noting that Kansas City, I was talking a short while ago about how there had been no scoring in real time of 17 minutes. But on the clock, we're now over, coming up on 20 minutes into the second half on game time, that is. And the Chiefs have not scored in the second half.
Yeah, it was, what'd you say, 28-14 at one point. And all of a sudden it's a 17-0 run and everything's getting stickier. Give Lou Anarumo a ton of credit for what he's done.
2nd and 3. There is Hill with his first catch of the second half. And he's got 7 yards on a first down.
And you almost had to give that up there. It's like, oh, you don't want to give up these easy things. But during a motion and Tyreek Hill's inside, it's 2nd down. You got to be like, we'll give up something here without giving up the big play. 3rd down, you got to get stickier there, obviously.
First down at the 44. Williams waited for it to open up, and he picks up 11. Nice piece of blocking by Allegretti, who's had the pinch hit today and has done a fine job.
Now you're going to see 2 polars come from the right side. And you said it. Allegretti's sealing that hole, has done a great job. But I really believe Kansas City's ability to run the football downhill has been so impressive over the last month, and now all of a sudden be able to do it late in games. The teams are playing these safeties high.
It sure is different from a year ago, isn't it?
They couldn't. I don't think that's why they weren't able to.
With the bell, he tumbles for about 4.
I was just concerned when teams could slow, put those safeties back there, get their hands up on Kelsey and Hill at the line because you have help behind. Like, are they willing to run the ball a bunch? And they would run it horizontally, not vertically up and down. And Andy Reid, no one's better at adjusting. He has. And now they can do whatever they want. But it still comes down to the ball. And a big play at some point, someone's got to make.
2nd down and 6. Hill has the first down and steps out at the 20. Mark it at the 21.
Way too much room to give Hill here. And to me, I think the Chiefs just found a formation, Jim, that once they find something, they're going to wear it out.
Halfway through the final quarter. Kansas City on an 8-game win streak, trying to stay in the first position. Down 3. Here's Mahomes on first down, throws it side on him, only picks up 1 to Hill. And by the way, Tennessee, the team that's a game behind them, the team that if they ended up with identical records would get the nod because of the head-to-head victory. Tennessee on its way to a win against Miami, up 21 with just 5:40 to go. So figure the Titans are going to do what they have to do to stay in that chase for a 1, and they would assume the 1. They go on and win this game, which they're going to, and if Kansas City lost.
That would be another like, whoa, what just happened? Right? I think everyone kind of assumed Kansas City had this 1 seed wrapped up.
2nd and 9. Robinson. Good stick, knocking him out by Awuzie. Drive, they're methodically working down the field over 5 minutes long, 9 plays to get to this point.
And that's the thing is it's a great job at Kansas City because then you're not going to turn the ball over. But you give teams chances on these 3rd and 4s to 5s to get off the field. Right now you got Kelsey one-on-one, so they have too many guys in here. You got to run a play. Motion somebody, have him come back across the field, throw it to someone quickly.
Here comes the pressure. He just has to unload it. And that pressure caused everything. Bates was the one who was closest to him, and now you got to bring out Butker because the field goal can tie it.
Well, he's all out pressure. You can't block everyone. So there's 1 too many, and Bates does a good job not falling for it. But really, that's the play. It was all up in there. I think Mahomes thought they were going to.
Papa John's just took their fresh, never frozen dough and hand stretched it New York style. So you can fold it Or not. I ain't gonna lie, though. I folded. Get a New York-style pizza from Papa John's.
The NFL.
For Tony and Tracy and all the crew, Jim Nance saying so long from Cincinnati. JP in New York coming up next. Happy New Year, everybody.